Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Harbinger League in the Fall of Oriath expansion. And once again we find ourselves in the Prisoner's Gate area. This time, however, it is a level 47 area as part of part 2 of the story. So, as before, this place is filled with goats. And Hellions, who are not looking all that cheerful. And they erupt poisonously rather than fiery. So there's a change. The way forwards into town or into the forest is still open. Also, they are too blue to be not harbingers. So hello there, Harbinger goats. So, good thing is we're pretty good at killing goats. And there we are. Alterations, more bindings, transmutes, alchemy and a chaos shard. Once we got the screen mostly clear, let's head off to the side. The first thing on our list is to kill Abberath, the cloven one. It was a fun fight, what I remember from beta. And having done it twice, I believe I've got a grasp on it. Basically, just be careful. Maxed out fire resist are gonna help here for obvious reasons. Okay, and he's gone. So that rain of fire is meant to lead us over here, where we are being beset by regular goats to charge up our flasks. Also, let's not get hit too much by the lava down there, or the glowy rocks, depends a little bit on what they're supposed to be. Either way, it's a little bit too warm for comfort. But in the end, we make our way through rather well. Valley of the Soul Drinker. Ow. Ow. One of the downsides of playing as a summoner is of course that you have a little bit less of a vision of what the heck the boss is doing that you're fighting. So the trade-off of some form of security in safety and numbers of course is lost by the sheer fact that you can't see the visual cues that bosses have to show you what they're doing, making it more difficult to avoid set attacks. That said, the Goat King is dead. Long live the Goat King. And our buddy Sin is here. He's all glowy with divine powers.
Good souls were hard enough to come by without that parched old goat drinking his fill. You have done humanity a noble service.
And the Soul of Abberath. 5% reduced fire damage taken while moving, unaffected by burning ground. I personally don't really care for either of the souls. It's Ryslatha's soul. That is the one I truly care about. But first, Bestel wants to talk with us, so let's have a chat with that guy. Also, let's use the opportunity to empty some pockets.
The old goat's turned up his tootsies, has he? Oh, wait! I feel a poem coming on.
No!
Through the bleating flock, our exile did wade,
over hoof and horn and goat blood sprayed, until at last an audience with old King Billy, or the Cloven One, or Abberath, and other names just as silly. Dine with me, friend, old Billy did growl. Feed me your soul, feed me it now. Our Exile just smiled and gutted that goat, so that not one more soul would get stuffed down his old throat. Honestly, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find a good rhyme for goat, Exile.
Pestle. Not my favorite poet.
Welcome.
Not that I have a favorite poet, but if I had a favorite poet, it would not be Pestle. I think using the waypoint to go back to the start and then simply following the road is probably going to be the most efficient way to get through here. Oh, we got some old corpses here. We are missing some zombos. Let's combine all the things here. Okay, definitely have to be a little bit more careful when leveling up my gems with the cast damage taken setup. Having a number of skills that I would like to use in concert, but if I manage to level up about half of them, then obviously the combo doesn't really work. As for cast damage taken, I've got Desecrate to create corpses, and the idea is that I also have Bone Offering to then consume those specific corpses, so that you always have something to make it spawn with. So far I haven't really spotted the combo in action all that much. Could be bad luck, could be that the combo doesn't really work the way I want it to. Either way, if I can actually manage to keep those gems at the low enough level that they will trigger together, at least I have an opportunity to see if it can be made to work or not. And there we are, Western Forest. As with most of the areas in the region, it is less gloomy now. And new people have taken a presence. Of course, there's still spiders, and the spider nest is now blocked off. We can't enter it ourselves. Oh, still circlets. That looks inviting. It is a 4-link, and it is even a level appropriate. Oh, but some of the humans, there were the tribe of the stag and the tribe of the boar, if I remember those correctly. Also, the spiders have some lovely little parasites on top of their faces. And that is a theme that more of the things have. Those are the parasites that the people in town refer to. Mostly Tarkly, I think. Though the acolytes for the boar and the stag tribes don't seem to be corrupted. Okay, so minion speed, cast for damage taken. I want to level that one to once again recapture the Bone Offering. Okay. Yeah, see, these are basically just the bandits from old in a new skin, or in a new tribe if you were. And then we have to be off to the side, and if I remember correctly, basically what we do is we go over to the riverways. But for that we do need to be in the next area first. Never mind me, mixing up areas. Okay, there's some more enemies. And I think the next group of challenge enemies would be in the next area. Those would be the animal pack. Yeah, if I remember correctly, they were in the riverways. And basically they would be on the road somewhere, so not that hard to miss. So we got some leaping things, we got some parasite possessed monkeys. And I got way too many things standing around me, so let's recall the minions and try another offensive here. So, Flame Dash, did we ever catch up? 41 mana, 29 mana. Yeah, I think I just have to level down Arcane Surge a couple times. And skeletons can also be leveled. Skill points. Oh, I already spent that. So just glance over at... Well, we do have another wheel of minions down there. Because right now our defenses are doing relatively alright. Minion life and some unnatural call. Yeah, let's set our sights on that. Let's take those things. And I did see the bone offering trigger. Also, area contains many totems, reduce max resistances and increase quantity. So let's have a little fun here. 49 corrupted side area in the expansion content in part 2. So there is a chance of encountering some of the new Vaal monsters. Of which of course we have to kill all of them because they are new. And most of the time the challenges are to kill the new content in a way to encourage you to engage with said new content. Okay, teleporting totem. Well, it's not going to be teleporting all that much anymore. And I think this is just one of the old dudes. Could take the Vaal Fleshsmith. And we get a superior all, which we might have seen before. It is a wild slash. Increase damage with movement skills, increase attack speed with movement skills, and increase attack speed in general. If you're playing a Whirling Blades build or something along those lines, might be useful. If you're playing a charger, this combined with a shield allows you to play it in a charge build. Can we put some skeletons there? Yes, we can. Lovely. And then we just convoke the rest of the army in. The leapers don't seem to be affected by the parasites. But the monkeys definitely are way greener than they ought to be. And there we have a waypoint. Okay, so as before, when we're going after oak, we just follow these lovely little stones here towards the wetlands, and that is where we will encounter Ryslatha. Well, not in here, she's actually going to be in the side area, the Dread Thicket. There's a reason nobody ever goes there, right? Wait, no, Dread Thicket is further ahead. That's not it, it's just a side area. Ah, that's a mystery we still haven't cracked in. Why would anyone go to the Dread Thickets? Revives nearby dead enemies, random curse, okay. Oh, some yellows. And just take a step backwards, just to not get hit with the cold damage. Lovely. Only a little bit of currency. Okay, so the spawning of the Desecrate and the Bone Offering does not seem to coincide all that well here, unfortunately. Oh, that's an explosion. In a more protected fight, of course, you're gonna desecrate the ground a couple more times, so there's gonna be corpses all over the place. So with a bit of luck, your Bone Offering is just gonna work with it. But it might be that the combo is not as solid and reliable as I thought it would be. But we'll see. Either way, we found this spawning ground, so let's say hello to the Puppet Mistress. Ooh, actually notice the Ryslatha's nest down there. Something that in the earlier betas it was not overly noticeable. Also, notice how much green there's around here. It's not even poison. It just looks like I would expect this to do poison damage. Just strong poison damage. Because it's toxic and green looking. Of course, I do have quite a bit of life regeneration that might make it a bit more difficult to investigate what exactly is going on here. But there's at least a couple of these malls that are spawning minions all around. 3 in total. After that we get the actual fight. This is all just a warm-up. Meant to get you comfy with the fact that there's just poison all over the place. Here is Ryslatha, the Puppet Mistress. I do have resistances, chaos resistances in specific, which are positive. And, well, as you can see, my life was draining underneath the energy shield, so there's definitely some chaos damage going on here. Lucky for me. We have a lot of damage output, so that means this fight is rather short. Hello, Sin.
The Asmeri believed that one day this world of ours would collapse under the weight of Ryslatha's offspring. A frightening thought, and thankfully, a mistaken one.
And that gets us the soul of Ryslatha. Life flasks gains 3 charges every 3 seconds if you haven't used a life flask recently. So if you haven't used it in the last 4 seconds, then every 3 seconds you're gonna get a charge. So that basically means your life flasks will eventually refill themselves. Good thing is, if your life flask is empty, you cannot use it, so it will automatically start recharging itself. This is by far my favorite soul in the entire Pantheon system. It's very, very nice. So with that, we can go back and have a little chat with Arakaali and I think with the others.
Another damn god, you say? Yeah, that figures. A primitive deity from a primitive time, crawling up out of the dirt with a view to enslaving us all with its creeping, bloody offspring. I think we could all do without gods like that. So here, take something for the road ahead. The way things are going, it'll be a tough one.
And that is another skill point. So every god that you slay gives you a skill point. I believe I started on the road down, so... Did I? Oh no, wait, I started on the way up. Excuse me.
Welcome.
So, nothing more to say here. Let's see what the others one has to say. Lily. Nope, still not talking. Sin, I imagine he's going to be silent as well. Yeah, okay. Well, For the remainder of Act 6, we will be making our way towards the Brine King. So let's actually turn this into a slightly short episode. Let's call it an end here. So next episode we can dedicate the entire episode to hunting down the Brine King. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.